Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're counting down our picks from the weapons across From Software's catalogue of games that pack a serious punch.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Northern Regalia, Demon Souls. Given its status as an endgame weapon, you won't be reaping the benefits of this most regal of longswords until New Game Plus. But damn if it isn't worth it. After going out of your way to acquire both Soulbrand and Demon Brand, you can fuse them together with the soul of False King Alant, creating the Northern Regalia. Its benefits? Colossal damage, so long as your character tendency is either pure white or pure black. Having a blade whose damage output is based on your morality makes for a fun twist, and the results speak for themselves.
The god is merciful, and so created the Old One. A poison to poison.
Ice Rapier, Dark Souls 2. It's widely acknowledged that if you want to have a much easier time with the bosses across this most divisive of sequels, then a rapier is your best option. And among the roster, there's no topping the frosty sting of the Ice Rapier. After snagging it in the Crown of the Ivory King DLC, you'll be free to turn your foes into frozen pincushions. The rapier not only offers the most counter damage out of all piercing swords, but also allows you to unleash a lethal burst of ice magic that will demolish most regular enemies. Cell Sword Twin Blades, Dark Souls 3. You can get them at the start of the game, and yet, if you go all in on a dex build and infuse a sharp gem, these things are scarily close to god tier. The rate at which you're able to unleash strikes is monumental. Seriously, the sheer amount of combos you can dish out to bosses and enemies alike is borderline obscene. Cater to its strengths and you'll have every monster in Lothric stunned and left wide open for a critical backstab. Holy Moonlight Greatsword, Bloodborne. Are you after a thick slab of iron that can cleave beasts in a single hit? Or do you prefer to smite all manner of nightmares with laser blasts made from moonlight? Well, you're in luck, because Ludwig's beloved blade can do both. After slaying the infamous boss, you'll be free to snag his weapon for yourself. Whether you're all in on strength, arcane, or a mix of both, you can't go wrong with this sword. You're either going to overpower your foes or smack them point blank with a burst of magic that will send them reeling. Blood Fiend's Arm, Elden Ring. Say hello to the consort killer. While it was somewhat nerfed, this monstrous ligament doubling as a hammer paved the way for many a tarnish to obliterate the likes of Radahn and Miquella, and any other lumbering creature that tried their luck. Back in its heyday, if you poured your runes into strength and arcane, then this colossal weapon did wonders in the damage department, especially given its absurd potential for blood loss. If you're able to endure the long wind-up, then you can make quick work of whatever lord or god you're up against. Black Knight Halberd, Dark Souls. If you want to keep your foes at a distance but also unleash insane damage, then look no further. While you will have to go out of your way to grind through the appropriate Black Knights for a chance to grab their gear, the results are so worth it. This particular halberd has monstrous damage, costs less stamina than other weapons in its class, and is much speedier when it comes to slashing. Throw in an extra sliver of damage against the likes of demons, and you've got yourself an ace armament to cleave your way through the game with. Dragonslayer Greataxe, Dark Souls 3. Boss weapons across this extraordinary threequel, for the most part, generally slap, though few carry the same kind of immensity as the one belonging to the Dragonslayer armor. By itself, the Greataxe is capable of tearing through most foes and denting huge chunks out of any boss's health pool. If anything, it's the ideal weapon for those who indulge in strength builds, though the creme de la creme has to be the additional lightning damage. And we're not even talking about the falling bolt skill. Just hammer away enough times with the Greataxe and it won't be long before your swings are surging with power. Claymore, Dark Souls. Ah yes, good old reliable. While other greatswords might beat it out in stats, what makes the Claymore a fantastic choice for those wanting to carve their way through Anor Londo is its ease of use. The faster recovery time between swings, versatile moveset, the fact it caters to both strength and dex builds. If you take care of the Claymore, then chances are it's going to take care of you. And given how early you can acquire it, that might be for most of the game. Blasphemous Blade, Elden Ring. For those of you looking for an easier time in the lands between, or just want to devastate every shard bearer that you come across, then you'd better hurry up and beat up the giant snake man, because Rykard's weapon remains undefeated. The overall damage this thing can unleash is crazy. It scales beautifully with strength and faith, while its skill, Taker's Flame, not only casts fire damage at considerable range, but also heals the user. No wonder Rykard was so fond of it. Whirligig Saw, Bloodborne. Beasts all over the shop? No problem. Just whip out this buzzsaw and start painting Yharnam red. One of the many gifts the Old Hunters DLC gave to us, the Whirligig Saw is the serrated death dealer you've been waiting for. In its transformed state, this trick weapon can cleave through enemies and bring even the worst cosmic entities to their knees. It might drain stamina like crazy and is a tad slower than other heavy hitters, but for strength builds, it's every hunter's dream. Which Soulsborne weapon remains your go-to? Let us know in the comments.